What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the final issue of Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Invasion. Throughout this series, what we have seen is that the Maker is trying to remake the Ultimate Universe, but he's doing this in his own image. In one of his most recent battles, he found himself damaged and missing memories. Because of this memory lapse, he is unable to remember how the Immortus engine was built, and so he has enlisted the help of Howard Stark, of Iron Man, bringing him in to try and fix the Immortus engine. But when Howard gets there, he meets an unlikely individual, someone that he had yet to meet, but that will hugely impact everything moving forward. That, of course, is Reed Richards. Except this Reed Richards is wearing a Doom mask. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you have liked this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we pick up with Reed and Howard. They are both working on the Immortus engine, and Reed Richards, the man behind the mask, talking like a real just creeper, telling Howard that he knows secrets. But Howard doesn't really care. When he says this, Howard's just like, that's great, that's cool. But the truth is, I need your help with the Immortus engine. You can have all the secrets in the world, but if you don't have what I need, then you're not any use to me right now. It doesn't take long before we see that Howard is able to fix this, that at the very least, it should hold. Now that the Immortus engine is completed, Howard finds himself interested in what these secrets might be, but he goes on to talk about it in very cryptic manners, because the secrets that he holds, these are neither ones whispered nor murmured. These are the best of secrets, the sins of the Great Maker. And at this point, Howard is all ears. Reed Richards knows where he's from. He knows how he made the world as it is now. He has seen it with his own eyes. And it wasn't until Howard's arrival that he had someone to share this with. And Howard's ready to see this, but only after they finish up the second Immortus engine, with Reed Richards looking over all of it. He tells him that you might want to reconsider or at least look at the kind of feedback mechanism. If the Immortus engine is built to go backwards and forwards through time, one cannot assume that there will be a pause between two states. Howard recognizing this, there is a single microsecond of overlap, there and back all at once. He thought that it was finally perfected, but he still has some work to do. Turning to Reed and asking how long they have been working on this, unable to keep track of numbers, dates, and time, but the two of them are in a temporal abstract of time. There is no way to actually count how long we've been in here. There may have been a time that Reed Richards was trying his best, at least, to try and track all the time, believing that a light coming in was actually real light, only to find out later that this was artificial light, that the Maker had done this just to play with him, just to mess with him. And Howard believed, at least at first, that the mask was also another one of these games. But for Reed Richards, he says, this is who he has always been. The mask is no game, it's just who he really is. Reed doesn't know why the Maker hates him, he just knows that he wants to make him suffer. But now that Howard is here, Howard is saying that I can help you escape. This is what takes us to 1 week later. We see Reed Richards suited up as Doom, Howard Stark in his Iron Man suit. Reed is concerned that this is all gonna go wrong, but they can only hope and pray that everything goes exactly how they need it to, with Reed handing off the Immortus engine to Iron Man. Iron Man goes to bring this to the Maker, and of course the Maker is pleased. He could not be more happy about this. While in the shadows, we have Reed Richards, now under disguise, looking like one of the guards of the Maker. We don't know what plan they have put into motion, but that plan is currently ongoing. When it comes to the Immortus engine, Howard Stark doesn't believe that he created this. He knows that he only copied it, copied the original design, but he says he made a better version. He's assuming that the Maker made the first one, that he just forgot about it because of the missing memory that is in his head. While they have this conversation, we have Reed Richards, who appears to be planting a bomb. Howard is serving as the distraction, and as he has this conversation with the Maker saying that there is a monster from the future that is trying to have us killed. The way Howard sees it, both of them are monsters. The Maker, Kang, it doesn't matter. In his mind, he is tired of choosing between which monster is more acceptable. This is when we see the huge explosion. They have interrupted the city's mainframe. They have dropped the temporal field. They have opened up the doorway for the wolves. This is where we see the Unmaker and his army. The city has been locked down. There is no way out. This ends one way or another, and this war gets fully underway. Howard knew that he had to stop him, with the Maker battling against all of the heroes shouting to bring me Kang. We see the two monsters, they clash together, the Maker and the Unmaker. Kang versus Reed, as Howard does his best to try and get out of here. The heroes also attack him as well. You see, he is a creation of the Maker, which means they have come to destroy everything that the Maker has made. With the clock winding down, having only 1 minute left, Iron Man is knocked out of the sky. But sitting next to him, what he finds is the Immortus engine. And when it comes to the Maker and the Unmaker, we see the Maker get his head smashed in, his helmet absolutely decimated. But in that moment, he is given clarity. He remembers everything. This is where we jump to the far future. The Maker has made it here. He has built his kingdom. He has remade the world. He has made his way to the future to ensure everything has gone according to plan. But what he finds here in the future is the Unmaker. He is here now like he was always going to be. The Unmaker has been waiting for him. The Maker a little confused, wondering if this guy wants revenge or some kind of reverence, asking Kang, "Who am I to you?" And the Unmaker lets him know that you are my Maker, and what you now witness is my origin story. Blasting the Maker with a heavy hit. Half of his face, it melts right off. This is how the Maker lost his memory. But as the Maker and the Unmaker go to take each other out in present day, this is where we see the Angel come up, the Immortus Iron Man. He put that engine right into his chest, and he plans to take out both of them. We see a giant explosion come out of Iron Man, and this blast, it hits everybody. Meanwhile, at the Maker's castle, this is where we have Reed Richards, the Doom Reed Richards. We don't really know what he's up to, but we see that he is taking the Immortus engine from here, and in the destruction left over from Howard, as he climbs out of his suit, the time clicking down, he goes over to the Unmaker. He pulls off the mask of Kang, and only now does Howard see the truth. As Doom walks away, the city encapsulated. We pick up 1 week later. Everybody that is left on this world, they are left wondering what is inside. What will come out? No one knew what he was doing when he originally appeared, but the story he told, whether it were true or not, is that the first time this city closed off, it was for a month, while inside 1,000 years had passed. As they see it, it appears that they have 2 years before the dome reopens. 2 years to hold it together, or 2 years to tear it apart. While this is an issue that they want to put to the side just for a moment, they want to know what to do with the current problem that they can solve. What to do about America and their union. One of the 7 sovereign bodies has no head. They think maybe we could appoint a new one, find the right man for the job, or maybe they could split it up. While all of them debate on this, we are taken to Stark Tower. We are taken to Tony Stark, and he is being met by Doom. He has come to deliver a letter from Howard. The world was ending, the future colliding with the now. Temporal kings were overthrown, multiversal evils were being undone, but bringing these things to him was the most important task. The machine, the broken Immortus engine, which the two of them have already repaired, and the secret files that had been shown to him, a letter from his father. And Doom, while he has some notion of what could be done with these things, the potential of them, Howard said Tony should know what to do, and so the choice is Tony's. Unsure if his father is dead, variables, probabilities, there is no way to give a definite answer. We see Tony take that Immortus engine, and he begins to build it into his Iron Man suits, with Doom asking, "What are you gonna call yourself? Will you take the name of your father, Iron Man?" Tony doesn't think that that's a good name. For the time being, he will go with Iron Lad, at least until he has earned a better name. And as we jump into the past, Picking up in a very glacial area, we have the letter from his father, and it reads as follows. My dearest Anthony, I am so tired of this world. I am so tired of the people in it, of what they accept, of what they have become. But I know the fault was mine, maybe more than most because of my gifts, and that means that came with them. I was so wrapped up in the good things that I was doing, the work and the bounty that the work provided, that I didn't care enough to notice what was really going on in the world that I was shaping. I know now that that is a false, fallen world that we painted as good enough. But under its skin, we all know it is rotten to the core. And on reflection, almost all of the things I have made do nothing but support the systems that reduce men and women to pawns and playthings, to workers and consumers, to servants and slaves. All the things I have made are tainted with the painting of evil, all of them but one, and that is you. If this has made its way to you, then I am gone, and I have left you a world that is no place for the innocent. But only innocent eyes can see it for what it could be. Remember, Anthony, it's never too late to change the world around you. You just have to fight, and you have to win. This is where we see in that ice the one and only Captain America. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is the rebirth of the Ultimate Universe. Now on Earth 6160, the Ultimate Universe has returned. And while we saw the Maker and the Unmaker have their devastating falls, 2 years trapped inside of there, for them it will be centuries. Will Howard Stark make it out alive? Is there the probability that he can survive inside of there? And when the city opens up again, what will we see? The biggest question that I think now lingers: who was under the mask of the Unmaker? Was it the Reed Richards Doom? We saw the origin story of the Unmaker, but we never saw the face. Is there a possibility that maybe that is Tony? There are so many variables, and bringing Captain America back, going to the past and finding him in that ice, this is going to change many things. Cap had been stuck in that ice, frozen, never let free. This allowed the Maker to change and warp the world into the way he saw fit. No Captain America, no Spider-Man, never worrying about the heroes of this world. But now Tony and our Reed Richards Doom, they are bringing the heroes back. The Ultimate Universe versions of all our heroes are returning. They are going to fight, and they can only hope that they can win. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Ultimate Invasion, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.